I have seen some YouTube videos of hobo stoves, so here's my design that works better for me. I developed it because I am a backpacker and want to provide my own fuel on the trail for cooking. I don't like open campfires for the following reasons. Often there is a need to build a windbreak with stones or excavation. They are hard to light and difficult to regulate. They are inefficient at heat transfer, use too much fuel, and are hard to put out and may leave embers or unburnt wood. While use of this stove is not an open campfire, it should be treated as such for safety. Local regulations for campfires should be followed. This video will show the basic design, principle of operation, and use of the stove. Please leave comments and suggestions for improvements, alternate materials, or uses. I made the stove with a 5-pound coffee can, but there are certainly alternatives. You will need a drill and 10 snips to make the vent cutouts. This front view shows the basic concept, which is directed convection from the bottom and front, and then out to the top. Note the separation of the fuel and ash cavities by a metallic grid. I made the grid with construction tie wire laced through holes I drilled at the level shown. As the wood burns on the grid, the ashes fall below and the unburnt fuel remains on the grid. Air is convected in through the ash cavity vent shown in this rear view. The fuel receives fresh air supply from underneath as well as through the front opening. Convection can be regulated by the sliding front cover in the cooking vessel that will be placed over the fire. I used another piece of thin sheet metal for the cover, but a piece of aluminum from a baking tray might serve as well. For the cover slot, I used the cutout obtained from making fuel cavity vent. I did drill some small holes at the top, as can be seen, but I am not sure they are necessary or even beneficial. Most hobo stoves I have seen have too many large ones. I put in first a bed of dry grass or whatever is available, such as pine needles or leaves. Then smaller pieces of dry kindling wood. This wood was processed from one branch about 5 foot long and 2 inches in diameter at the larger end. Much could be broken with hands. Larger sections I cut with a folding saw and a few were baton for the kindling. This is enough to cook and have a small fire afterward. To light, put the flame underneath the grid. I use a candle, but a match might work as well if the kindle is dry enough. It should catch quickly since the convection flow is upward. Once it starts, put in whole pieces of wood. The burn rate can be increased by sliding the cover open more, but it is not usually necessary. Another use for the cover is to open it and feed 1 or 2 longer trimmed branches in as they burn. I might make a video to demonstrate this. If you do touch the cover or any part of the stove, a pair of gloves is advised since the metal gets extremely hot. There are several ways to cook, but I try to keep it simple and use lightweight and makeshift pans like aluminum baking trays or empty cans hobo style. A pan which partially covers the top has the advantage to regulate convection. Again, be careful handling the stove and pans. I like to make a comfortable camp and eat well, so I'd like to hear of other ideas on this. Please leave in comments. If used correctly, all the wood burns down to a fine potash, cold, dead, and out. No need to douse the fire. This minimizes campfire impact. Even so, if a fire ring is available, it is extra safety to use it. And again, the rules for campfires should be followed. I hope you liked the video and grasped the concept of the design. Please feel free to comment. I would enjoy reading not only comments and suggestions concerning the stove, but also backpacking and camping in general. Thank you for watching.